You go to the Mad Hatter thing.
Here he comes! Don't give anyone free!
2, 1.
You're making the cake is a lie.
Except with angel food cake.
It's a lie! Get it? And I made fun.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah! Kitty, why are you being a kitty?
Level up.
How's pizza?
Good.
I thought the pepperoni was too realistic.
Yeah, he almost didn't want to eat it.
I don't know why
He
you
got
say
the
that like
entire
it's a
pizza
bad
for
thing.
him.
Well, it is a bad thing. I was just hoping for like I didn't want something that was like meat. I wanted something that was like pepperoni. That
What?
Are you hearing the words come out?
Yeah.
like pizza pepperoni is like just charred, spicy thing. It's not really like meat at all.
Okay, I don't know where you're getting pizza from, but they're doing it wrong.
No, I was hoping it would just be something like crispy and spicy, but it's actually like as fake meat made as realistic as they can get.
Yay! I'm done.
Okay, if you want something crispy and spicy, you take a jalapeno pepper. You cut it up.
That would be
strips,
fine.
And then you...
Bathe in it.
No, you grill it.
I like my answer better.
Bathe in it.
That would make for a great pizza.
Yep.
Why don't you just blow the door?
It said there must be another way. That usually doesn't mean blow the door off. I wonder if I can get into it from, like, above.
The clock tower.
Alright, let's go get this guy. Oh wow, that's actually really good. Did you fill in the center?
No,
Is it angel food
Let's see.
cake covered in chocolate?
it is.
That's friggin' mint.
That is actually really, really good.
Don't you need like the one candle right in the middle?
Yeah,
But it's, you know...
it's because it's angel food cake. So the angel food cake has a height. Because I was trying to find
I
a
like
cake
it.
pen, but it's really little.
I like it. It's mint.
I've never played any Portal games. Despite owning both.
Really? I love Portal.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
They're grand.
Can we play Portal later?
No.
Well, I don't want to play with Portal.
I do believe I still have it installed just because.
No word.
I have, yeah, I got Portal 1 when I got it.
Oh, Caleb, you know what you should watch? In fact, I'm gonna put this on put it on in a minute.
They're great.
Yeah,
I'll show you.
I just, you know. They've always been other
It's a
stuff.
game that you'll enjoy.
I never finished the second part.
The writing in that game is so awesome.
I don't know. I thought the humor got kind of tired.
You're a crazy person.
Oh, oh no. It was so awesome. We don't need to heal up from Alice in Wonderland. And
Oh, is that what your costume was?
yeah. And we knew he was backward because we could feel him breathing on us. Although honestly, we thought it was Justin, but.
That is
Wait, do you want
nice
to...
photo bomb, Brandon.
I know, right? Isn't it great?
I know you're working
the picture.
the data you're hitting for it.
Nobody can do the like creepy death stare face like I can.
Nice. Which is that from the Disney Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember what.
The one in the Johnny Depp one. They're like, it was
There-
almost kind of
there's
like
the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah, the live action.
Oh,
one.
I'd never heard of that.
But they have like black
Oh
and white striped
Jesus!
shirts.
Look at that exposure. I need to change that. That's craziness.
What?
The exposure on that camera.
Oh.
It might be because the window's open, actually.
Oh, Hannah's having her first slumber party. Landon. Hannah's having her first slumber party.
Cool.
Okay.
Ugh. Rough. There, that's a little better. Right? That looks kind of better.
Oh, I never made your lunch, did I, Len?
What?
Your lunch.
Oh, right. I forgot you were going to make me a pizza pocket.
Because he said he wanted real food. So I got him pizza pots.
Nice.
I was gonna get him Hot Pockets, but then I don't like Hot Pockets, so I couldn't. Pops.
Get a pizza roll.
Oh dear.
Okay. Caleb. Here we go, Caleb. I'm gonna play this first because it's important. You ever hear about this?
No. Just a sec. I need to figure out what's going on with my computer.
Just a little dot in the middle?
Alright, what's this?
Oh.
You'll see. It's awesome.
Well, if the title's anything to go by, it's the demo of the Stanley Parable.
Do they have black lights? Yeah. Did you try the pens?
When this first loaded, it took me a while to realize that it wasn't just a screen.
Oh.
It
I bet that's intentional.
is.
Isn't it?
Oh. Oh, this game.
It's so good.
Chris, you played it, right?
Like playing the demo is important,
You played
actually.
this game?
Welcome to the Stanley Parable
You played this
demonstration.
one, right?
Your number is 28.
Oh, Stanley Parable.
Your
Yeah.
number is displayed. Please enter
Awesome.
the demonstration room.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, and have a pleasant demonstration.
Is Landio demoing it?
Yeah, because the demo is like completely.
Gold.
Yeah, like it's.
Are you
Eight.
gonna buy the game?
8.
This sucks.
I have no idea.
I was what, 29?
28.
28.
You don't have to wait though. Oh. I mean, good thing you're waiting. And shit.
This still looks like shit.
Fuck it.
Why do the numbers even go?
Are you playing it with the controller?
I don't
Yeah.
know how to make it look
Do you
better.
invert luck?
No?
You don't use invert luck, do you?
No.
Oh.
Only idiots and my brother, so only idiots use invert luck.
Hello. Welcome to the Stanley Parable
Done
live
invert luck
demonstration.
from day one of
It
video
will be
gaming
my
history.
pleasure to guide you
The
through
only
the
thing
sneak
you
peek
can invert
and
your
what to
luck
expect in the
is flight
Stanley Parable.
simulators.
A tease, just enough to leave you hungry for more. How exciting!
Think of this one. Think of the stick. Think of the stick at the top of your head.
Looming uncertainty. Why don't we drink in anticipation for a moment? Just for 20 minutes.
The most organic
Please, for
input
just 20
format.
minutes. Don't move or act
Subject,
in.
sir.
When you when
use
you
invert too, Chris?
when you use the Steam controller, what are you gonna use? Are you gonna use inverted or normal?
I'll use inverted.
You're a fucking crazy person. It's a
What?
trackpad.
So?
Do you use inverted normal?
Yeah.
I use inverted.
Because of Star Fox was natively
Anyway,
inverted, and that's
simply remain motionless
Yeah,
and
it's a
let the
flight
thrill of the
simulator,
demo.
technically. I used the simulator The only games that you should have inverted, vertical, is
Shooters.
no
Flights.
Flight sims. Man, if you're doing
But your
Mach
viewpoint-
1.5,
your
you're
viewpoint
gonna have
is the same
16. You want realism. You pull back on the joystick.
Yeah, but your viewpoint is identical translating between both games, so why wouldn't you have the same?
No, it isn't.
Why don't you just go play some fucking Call of Duty and
Because I can.
my ass?
I can, like, where I would understand it is if it was a third-person shooter and playing inverted.
So what's the difference?
It makes a difference because
So
your
first person,
perspective is pulled back.
So then all I play is racing games, shooters, and flight simulators, so I might as well use the exact
So
same input
here's-
over across all three.
Here's the...
Because that's
Yeah,
how
but
it
that
was back in the
works.
day.
I'll show you the analogy.
Everything was natively inverted up until like fucking 5 years ago.
Okay, so this is the
10
screen,
years
right?
ago now.
This is your perspective from where you see. So here's the plane that you're looking through, right?
Yeah.
So with a third-person game, your character is like here, so it makes sense because let me think here.
Your camera's behind the character, so that's how you're moving.
Yeah, so your camera is behind the character, so it makes sense that the stick moves up and down. That's why you would play inverted. That makes sense for a third-person shooter, but for the character is behind for a first-person shooter. It's because your eyes are here, so you're behind the screen. So it makes sense for the up to be like normal.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
It totally does. Because like the teetering point, like this is the fixed point, right?
fulcrum?
Character is the fulcrum. Your character is here in a first-person shooter and here in a third-person.
But why would you use different like look
Because
directions?
I'm just saying that's the only way it
Different.
makes sense to me to play inverted.
But it
I
doesn't
don't
make sense
play
at all.
inverted on anything.
The only thing I played on is first-person flight sims because for realism, because I actually use a joystick on
All right.
for flight sims.
Here we go.
When the Stanley Parable wash over you.
But remaining motionless. I think it's washing over you.
Oh wait, I've got it. You know what would really ramp up the anticipation? If I gave you a little tour of the facility and show you how we make video game demonstrations. Yes, you'll be simply out of your mind with anxiety. Come along this way.
Yeah, I could never do like an extra left and the whole. Well, no. I.
This is where I and the other proctors have been working meticulously to construct a demo that explains clearly and precisely exactly what the Stanley Parable is, how it plays, and why you should spend real-world money on the main game. Video game demonstrations are tricky, and without the proper technology, you run the risk of the player having no idea what to expect from a full version. Here is one such technology. These buttons are meant to convey the meaning of choice and the impact of the decisions you make. After all, choices carry tremendous meaning and consequence. Didn't you know that? Go ahead. Why don't you try picking one of these buttons to press, and we'll see what your choice says about
Oh,
you.
what did mine say?
They'll say the same thing.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Really?
Did you know that 94% of all people who select that particular button are sexual predators? You see, our choices really do illuminate the very intangible nature of our minds and souls.
They all say that.
Did you catch that last little bit?
What is
He
it?
just says pervert under his breath.
Okay, what else can I show you then? This place is the buffalo of game design. Nothing is wasted.
Except they wasted so much of
Now,
the
I think you'll
buffalo.
find this exciting. We've actually developed a wall that you can walk through. Go ahead, give it a shot. Oh, guess it's still in development. Right, okay, moving along. How's the anticipation? Still feeling it?
Yeah, it's a guy.
With no head.
No, that's a head. Head right there.
One of the most important parts of administering any demonstration is pumping up your ego and appealing to insecurities about your sense of self-worth. That's why we use this room to develop cheap compliments to shower on the player during the demo. Go ahead and press that button to see some of the superficial flattery we've been cooking up.
Oh, Mia.
My heavens, I've never met someone who can consume as much uranium in a single sitting as you can. Just look at you go. Of all the people I know who are playing this exact demo at this exact moment and standing in this exact room, your performance is easily in the top 5,000. Top 4,700 even. I won't go as far as 4,600. This device tells you whether or not you're inside a video game demonstration. Somewhere around here there's also a device that tells you whether or not you're inside a device that tells you whether or not you're inside a video game demonstration.
This is so British it hurts.
It's so awesome.
Now here's what we use to convey story.
There's only so much
Convert text from a story into raw imagery. Go ahead, step into one of them and feel the sheer power of narrative exposition.
These crags that we stood upon, they shielded us from our own ignorance. Spoke
Couldn't do more than one booth? Well, I don't blame you. People always want to do both booths, and then they're just crying and completely missing the demo, and it's awkward for everyone. Now this room is perhaps the most important you'll encounter in the demo. This is where we determine whether or not the demo has been effective, whether it's conveyed the wit and soul of the Stanley Parable in such a compelling way that you reach immediately for your credit card to purchase the main game. Oh, I must say I'm so excited to hear your response. I really do think we've crafted something special here, and I look forward to hearing whether or not you agree. No! What are you doing? You can't make that decision yet. You haven't played the demo. We've put so much work into this demonstration. Wouldn't it be a shame if you rushed right into making a purchasing decision without savoring it first? Let this one simmer. You'll have plenty of time to decide later. And there you have it. Everything you need to know about how video game demos are made. However, it's still important that we address safety concerns. Please closely observe the following possible negative side effects of playing the Stanley Parable. If you agree to be held 100% responsible for any and all injury or long-term damage, mental, physical, or otherwise, that may occur while playing the demo, please do not press the large red glowing disagree button at this time. Nothing? No objections? You're quite sure about that? Well, all right then. In the event that you do experience one or all of the previously listed symptoms, let's establish a signal for you to convey to me that you wish the demonstration to be terminated. Please step into the dance perimeter. Please perform a dance. Your dance has been recorded. In the event that you feel confused or disoriented by anything you see inside the demo, perform that dance, and I will terminate the demo immediately. Right. All preparations have been made. It is time at last. Are you prepared for the Stanley Parable?
Hi. Good, how are you? Sweet.
Oh wait, what? What are we doing
Welcome
here?
to the Stanley Parable demonstration. Your number is 29. When your number is displayed, please enter the demonstration room. Thank you, and have a pleasant demonstration.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you need to go home and do stuff or.
Okay,
Excuse me.
I'm
right
lost.
away.
Let's just get back to the green room and start the demo again. I must have done something wrong the first time.
Sure. Shara's asking me.
Okay, here we go. The Stanley Parable demo take 2. Finding the demo, learning exactly what the Stanley Parable is. Here it comes. wait, what's this?
I already got lots of chips, and I bought him pizza punch.
Wait. This is all wrong. This isn't the Stanley Parable. This is a game where you press a button and it says 8. Not only is the Stanley Parable not a game about continuously pressing the number 8, I can guarantee that this button does not appear anywhere in the main game. Why is it here instead of the demo for the Stanley Parable? Where did the demo go? There was an actual demo here before. Something has gone wrong. It's all gone horribly wrong. We need to get you out of here before you start forming impressions of the Stanley Parable based on whatever the hell this 8 game is. We need to get out. We need to start over. You mustn't stay here another minute. Out! Go!
No, I think
Now, I think perhaps you've misunderstood me, so let me reiterate as clearly as I can. This is not the Stanley Parable. What you are doing is pushing a button over and over that does nothing but speak the word 8. Has that gotten through? You may be continuing to press this button under the impression you're playing the Stanley Parable right now. An assumption that is, I should remind you again, entirely erroneous. It doesn't even make sense. Why would I have gone to all of this elaborate setup just to demonstrate a game that doesn't do a single thing except repeat the word 8? The waiting room, the green room, the tour of the facility, all of that for no reason other than to contextualize and build up this particular game. Why? What about this game deserves any of that time and attention? Have you seen something in it that I'm not?
Do you think
It isn't possible that you still think this is the Stanley Parable. I've restated the fact too many times, which means that you are now consciously choosing to delay the actual demo as long as possible. Is that it?
No, you're not.
You are of the Stanley Parable?
No, I'm not trying to
Another possibility is that you can't hear me because you're playing with the sound off. In which case, what are you even getting out of this 8 game in the first place?
We have a couple. We're not going to leave until
Perhaps even more
we still have a
concerning.
couple? Because we're not going to leave for long.
You really are finding this amusing, aren't you? The experience of pushing a button and it says 8. Is this intrinsically captivating to you on its own, as a legitimate experience? I mean, oh goodness, finally. Now, let's get back to business and start this demo over from the top.
He lives in Dubai.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's a pilot for Emirates.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, he used to fly for Air Canada, like Jazz and like local shit runs, but his wife's
This is pretty
geologist,
great.
and
Famous
she's supposed to work
demos.
in North Africa. So they're like, he got headhunted,
What is that?
and before he got his full wings, he
That
was
looks
a
like
pilot. All he
Kentucky
did
Route
was
Zero
fly
almost,
Rome
but
Road, 'cause he was born
What are the
I
other
don't
ones?
think it is. That's Half-Life, I think.
Yeah, and then he,
Metal Gear Solid, and that's Gunpoint. Gunpoint is new though, like it's come out within the last year.
So last
So
Christmas,
it's weird that it's a
yeah,
famous
I
demo.
go on Facebook, my entire news feed
Welcome to the Stanley Parable
is
demonstration.
like Basra, he was in Tehran, like he was
Okay, now let's take a
everywhere
minute to get
in
something
like
straight
the
here.
non-civilized
When you sit
world.
down to play this demo, you are assuming an amount of responsibility for its outcome. Now, I can't say for certain what you caused us to encounter the 8 game rather than the Stanley Parable, but I think it's a pretty safe assumption that you had something to do with it. At this time, please take a minute to think about all of the mistakes you've made in playing this demonstration, as well as your lack of respect for demo taking
Able
in
to go and
general.
rent a plane at $390 an hour and fly around.
Yeah.
And that's it.
He started, he was in the Air Force. So they paid for his...
I was going to do that too, but you need to get to the Air Force.
Wonderful. I can really feel the introspection on my end. Now that we're all on the same page again, I feel ready to attempt this demonstration once more. In this third attempt, we shall truly come to understand the meaning of the Stanley Parable. Let the demonstration begin.
Well, the great thing is my cut, when he started, he actually paid for his
No, it can't be over yet. You didn't see anything. Everything that was supposed to demonstrate why the Stanley Parable is a quality experience worth your time and money. It was here somewhere, I'm sure of it. Oh, no. We have to get out of here. We have to find something for you to do, anything. The demo cannot end like this. Hurry, this way. Okay, yes. This is new. This is different. Surely there must be a game somewhere in here. Okay. Oh, how about this cup? Yes, go pick up the cup. Alright, now put it, in the bin. You did it! You won! You know what you get for winning? An achievement. Wow, the Stanley Parable just keeps getting better and better. In fact, let me take a little survey of your experience. Based on what you've played so far, would you purchase the Stanley Parable? You responded.
What a clear and straightforward demonstration of the merits of the Stanley Parable. I am convinced of the quality of the full game.
Incredible. You really do get it. You understand. Oh, I was so worried. I just wanted you to know what I see in the Stanley Parable. What I think makes it, well, special. It's so very difficult to put into words. Oh, we're all beyond that now, aren't we? Come along. Let's get to the end and the final choice. Ending, where are you? Where are you? Is this it? Yes, the end. Now, this is where we want the demo to go. And I think it's time for you to log your final decision as to whether or not the Stanley Parable is any good. And it all comes to this. Please consider very carefully before answering. Much is at stake.
In my car anyway with all my computer shit in there.
Well, you could take her, probably.
I'll press no because I didn't press
Is
Yeah,
it working?
Who wants to get that wasty pan?
Are you sure? Sure you pressed the button? What? No, we finished the demo. Did it start again? Hello? Is anyone there? They already finished. They said they liked it. I need someone to stop the demo. Hello? We need to go back. We need to get out of here. Oh no, what's going on? Where is everyone? Okay, over to the left, down this way. Oh, nice and quiet. Finally. Well, I suppose we can both agree that I failed, didn't I? My job was to be a teacher. And I so badly wanted to teach you exactly what the Stanley Parable is supposed to be, but somehow I couldn't. Yeah. Well, at any rate, I don't know if I care for the Stanley Parable anymore. Do you think any of this is actually in the main game? Honestly, I doubt it. What did that even look like? No, I think I've had enough of it. No more doors, no more demonstrations. No more endings. That's the other problem with this game. There's too many bloody endings. I'm sick of them. How can one game end so many times? It doesn't make sense. Oh, but back at the beginning of the demonstration, that was lovely. No concerns about where it was all going. No confusion. Just a blank slate. Yeah, that's what I want. A game of beginnings. Hey, do you remember, just a few minutes ago, when we met for the first time, and I showed you the technology used to make the demo, because I thought there actually was a demo. Oh, we were so naive back then, how little we knew of the world. And then, when we ended up back in the waiting room, even though you'd already done that before, yes, it's all so fresh in my memory. They were such wonderful moments. Oh, and then when we played the game with the cup and you won, and then we kept wandering and we ended up in a stairwell somewhere, and we just kept climbing and climbing, flight after flight after flight. I thought they would never end. And then we were on some kind of catwalk. I didn't have any idea what was down there. Did you? And we just kept going and we found that elevator and it said escape on it. We talked about it for a while. about how we couldn't possibly know whether this was really an escape, but it seemed worth a try. And at the very least it would be an adventure. So we got inside and rode the elevator up and up and up. We had some sense that the end was coming, but we couldn't possibly know when. And then after so long it finally stopped, and we stepped out into the lush outdoors. The trees, the wildlife, the sun rising on a new and glorious path. Freedom. We were free. There was nothing to think, nothing to know. Simply us, being right there in that moment. Wasn't it so beautiful? Wasn't that moment so singularly, piercingly beautiful? We were free.
And that's the demo.
So what's the actual game?
Not that. I have 5 things in my inventory.
Big marathon in Star Wars.
2 days.
Well, it started Halloween night after she got back from trick-or-treating. Our favorite character is Darth Vader. And the fact that
This is the
my brother
story of a
and I
man
actually
named Stanley.
Star Wars on her.
Here you go, Caleb.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-making, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
Oh crap.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
I need to do something quickly. Oops, that's not what I wanted at all. There we go.
he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Whatever. Pressing 8.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office, because he doesn't pick up well on cues from this environment.
The whole game's like this.
So his entire existence has
So I'm coming up to the key thing of this game right here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not sure, Anthony, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh my God, your faces. Ah! Yeah.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Goodbye, cruel world.
No! Oh, thank God. You you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the... No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Now that you're
Yes.
severely injured.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see. You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you? No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
And then we start over.
Was that your first playthrough?
Huh?
Was that the first one?
No, that's not the first one that I did originally. The first
Like today.
Yeah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself, and constantly needed support and guidance from others.
No.
So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
434, I think.
co-workers.
Like the one on the over on the other side there. Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
How do you get up there?
It'll work if you go up the chair.
I'm having no success.
Weird.
I mean, there's...
And you go up the chair and then you just jump out the window. And it's like a totally different ending.
There's this one over here that you can get up. It might be because this is one of... I better not explain it.
Oh, I know what you're saying. It's like a... Yeah. You're a kitty!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You sure did.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So, I was listening to this guy on one of the podcasts I listened to. He was talking about how he was playing this and his wife was in the room. And his wife was like, "What are you doing? Just do what the guy is saying!" Like, like getting so mad at him. So amazing.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Well, those charts are great.
Yeah, all of the like written stuff in this game is so amazing. Good job, man. But like, the best is like it mentions like tweens all over the place and says like this is our target demographic and stuff like that. Like it's so good.
Get Chris out of the broom closet.
Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy.
Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk?
Did you see the cover sheet for the TPS report on the table?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Were there spelling errors all over
Yes.
that last slide? I just saw yourself.
Like where is it? Size of demographic, teenagers. Yeah.
Space between the teenagers. A lot of percent.
Work harder, hard worker. Death scored. Where's the TPS cover sheet?
It's right there.
Oh yeah. It's awesome. Oh, this is so amazing. I love this so much. This is like my favorite one.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Chris up.
There was nothing here, no choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Great chip exodus. Everyone's.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
Well, I did it. I
At least
sat
if
there
there
for a
was
while
something
and
to
looked at
interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA. I never noticed that before.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Is the guy that does the voice the same guy
No.
from Assassin's Creed?
No.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, there's the one English guy in
You
Assassin's
do
Creed.
realize there's no choice or anything in
I love the
it.
guy from
If I had said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branch
Is this
of
the
path.
entirety of the game?
Maybe when you
Sorry.
go talk about this with your
Stupid
friend,
stuff
you'll
like
say,
Yeah.
"Oh, did
Because
you
it
get
accounts
the
for
broom
literally
closet
everything you
ending?
can do in
The
the game."
broom closet ending was my favorite."
There's a point in the game where you are presented with a button, and he's come up with a game that you're supposed to play for 4 hours to understand the art, like to have the art world, or no, to have the art perspective of it come through. And if you actually play it for 4 hours, then something happens. It's hilarious.
I hope your friends.
Oh, also, this is the best. Check this out.
Ball.
Check it out.
What happens if you disable saves?
Nothing really, because the game just resets all over the place. So like, it doesn't really matter. It's just that if you are in between.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. Alright, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? A fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
It's like my favorite. I love that entire sequence. Ah, second player.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I never did figure out this.
Nor did I. Sometimes you can get in there and sometimes you can't.
Can you? I've never been able to get in there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
Whoops. That's so weird.
It is weird.
It's not like there's that many
Stanley
folks
just sat
who have
around
all
twiddling
the
his
time in the world
thumbs.
to kill.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Does he get mad if you put in 2846?
I don't know.
2845.
That would be amazing, though.
44. No. He doesn't care.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. So he got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Is there anything in this room, actually? I've never really looked around in here. There's like so much stuff in here.
Apparently my brightness is a lot lower than yours.
I upped my brightness because of things like for other games, like specifically where games or like some games are darker than others. Like Batman is pretty dark.
Kitty.
So I upped the brightness on my TV a bit.
Into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
That microphone is interesting.
It's awesome.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
Looks
the
like
large
the thing that
door
comes
of the
down in
great
a
mind
boxing
control
match.
facility.
Let's
It's funny. It's funny that you say that because they make a enclosure for specifically that purpose, or not
awesome.
not for like hanging it, but that like
That's
for
what it looks like it?
isolating the vibration and such.
You can still get those kind of microphones. His skin was just written on the wall.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
There you go, death confronted.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see over the picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley,
Oh, that's weird.
cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley
Yeah,
was
but you should be
obliterated as
in
the
the middle
machine crushed every bone in his body,
Because it crushed that
killing
one
him
twice.
instantly.
Uh-oh, I think you broke it. Because it should drop you onto that platform. Well, now you fucked.
That's actually interesting.
The parable is broken.
Wait. Yep. You broke the game. Good job. Well, even the fork even dropped out of it, but you won't crop.
Actually, it's weird because, see, it didn't even crush that one. It just did the animation of crushing it.
Weird.
Like, because the other one is still in front.
That's weird.
Well,
The end is never the end.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself, and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
it's weird. I've never heard that either.
What?
You said that last time.
No. It was something.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Prophets, 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 prophets. Prophets, prophets. It's so good. Monetized free to play. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Holy shit, I've never seen this one. Really? No, I never rushed to do it. I was always like chilling with the narrator.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked